And I believe we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Miniatures Rundown Thursday hobby stream. Unfortunately, only the two of us today. I mean, that's not a bad thing. But Kevin has no internet, and Mitchell had a flat tire. So, really just kind of operating on all cylinders here.
Very unfortunate day.
Yeah, so apparently it's a bad day for the Miniatures Rundown crew. Theme of the stream is, as you've noticed by the name, is that we did turn off the ads, so don't have to sit through those anymore. And what could that mean in the future? Well, we might talk about that in the future. Probably not right now. Because right now, we have to paint. Or rather, right now I need to get my crap in focus.
And build.
Right. Mic is very quiet. Turn myself up then. Hello, hello, hello. How about now? Talking. I'll turn Cody up. Oh, I am very quiet. Wow. Hello, 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 hello. There we go. I should be fine now. I'll turn Cody up a little bit too. Okay. Okay, should be good. Should be good. I need to be.
We're good?
Yeah, I mean, we're just, gotta mess with the levels. It changes between the difference between when someone else is on and when it's just me.
Yeah.
For some reason, the introduction of someone else makes OBS flip out.
Yeah, because it's like everybody else is on desktop audio, and you'll be on your actual mic audio. So.
Ah, is that it? Okay. I hope my mic is not giving a bunch of interference. Still a wee bit quiet. All right, I'll turn it up a little bit more. Now, when you say who, is it both of us, or is it me and Cody's fine? Hello, Slurry Dude. Hello, Duke Moosey. Hello, Redacto604. Oh, that's a bit better. Oh, wait, I forgot I'm on a delay. Because I was like, what do you mean that's a bit better? You hadn't even heard me talk yet. Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry, I temporarily forgot how YouTube works. It's really just a story of my life.
How the interweb works and how long it takes the little dots to go from here to wherever you are in the world.
Yeah, yes. Which on one hand is a technological marvel, on the other hand, god dang it! I think it's an old Saturday morning breakfast cereal comic, SMBC, which is like a guy yelling at his phone, "Come on, phone, why won't you connect? Space is right there." And it's like, really, we do take that for granted nowadays, don't we?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, space is right there.
I don't like to quote him much, but Louis C.K. once said, "Oh, I'm sorry, is the speed of light not fast enough for you?" In a bit where he was making fun of somebody complaining about airplane Wi-Fi not working.
And then all the Mass Effect fans go, "No."
Nope.
It's because OBS is going to OBS unless you get a Mechanicum agent to work on it. Speaking of Mechanicum agents,
yeah,
Skitari confirmed for Darktide. I only just got home, and of course, someone is now. I hope the lawnmower that somebody just started at section note 7 p.m. isn't picking up on my microphone.
I don't hear it. So
okay, good. And if it is, I apologize. I had to sell my guns, so I can't just go solve that real quick. Anyway,
legal reason. That was a joke.
Yes, for legal purposes, that was a joke. I mean, not me selling my guns. I had to do that, but even if I hadn't, I wouldn't be shooting at a person. That would be rude.
Yep.
Quite rude, actually. Yeah, just right outside my window. Just, let's wait till 7 o'clock to mow. All right, let me see. I can't hear the lawnmower. Good. Yeah, so Warhammer Skulls event today. So a whole bunch of things got announced or came out. Among them, Chaos Gate 2, which is kind of their XCOM-ish game, right? More news on Total War Warhammer 40,000. A new DLC for Total War Warhammer 3, which is the Tiger People. They're aligned with Cathay. Some people were hoping they would be their own faction. They're not. They're aligned with Cathay. I think the Kingdom of Ind, which is, India in Warhammer Fantasy, is concerned to be destroyed by Chaos. So I don't think we're ever getting that. But we've got the Tiger People of Ind in the form of, I think it's Bashira, the tiger, or the white tiger. Anyway, a new Rogue Trader DLC is announced. A new DLC for Space Marine 2. A new Deathmaster game, like a Skaven-based game.
Yeah, that one looked pretty cool.
Um, a Helldivers 2 and Warhammer 40,000 crossover. Which, like, isn't that just Helldivers 2?
Yeah, I'm guessing they're probably just gonna like put Kazarkin skins in the game, which I'm totally fine with because that's what I'm role playing as whenever I'm playing the
Yeah.
game anyway.
We're all of us Warhammer nerds are pretending. I guess I'm getting Helldivers 2 now, by the way, because now I have to try it, right?
Oh my god, it's
Yeah,
so
I
good.
didn't more because I don't have time to play yet another game. And then, of course, Dark Tide is getting its Skitarii, which has been a community meme for ages, and it's finally happening.
Yeah, I'm
There's
a bit surprised with that one.
yeah,
They're talking about Mechanicum rumors for that. I thought it was, I don't know. I guess I was like gonna imagine like a gun servitor or something like that. The Skitarii I feel like is a bit high ranking for them, but you know,
yeah, and it is a specifically a higher ranking Skitarii who is it's not even like a normal Skitarii, it's like a marshal.
yeah,
Then again, you know, they had RBDs, and the RBDs are also like actual professionals.
yeah, that's fair, I guess.
So this isn't unprecedented. But yeah, I'm excited for all of it. I cannot wait. RIP my wallet. I'm going to buy the Total War Warhammer DLC tomorrow when I get paid. Because I love that. Because A, it looks like a great DLC, and also it looks like it makes Cathay way more interesting to play, because they were kind of a boring faction to play. I wish Kevin was here, because I know he has opinions on lots of these, but he's not, so we'll trash talk him.
You can join the chat, hopefully, maybe.
Maybe. I'm sure
Well,
he's...
I guess
Well, if his internet's
that requires
completely
internet
dead...
as well. Yeah. I mean, he could get on his phone and start yelling at us, but
if it comes... Yes, he's still dealing with Comcast. Yeah. Comcast. Nothing's gonna happen, because screw you, we're a de facto monopoly. Hey! Alright, so what are you doing today, Cody?
I am building an Escher gang for our next campaign. And
All right.
Also future battle reports.
So you're committed to the Escher. You're committed to our toxic girls.
I think so. I wanted to play, like, an actual house gang for once. And I landed on Escher. Like, I have some Orlock bits, but I've already converted them into, like, mutant outcasts. So this is as close as I have now to a actual house gang, which I guess it is an actual house gang, so it
Yeah.
is pretty close.
I mean, they are. So I've got Van Sar on my table because my Escher, my Orlock are in the middle of being painted, but I'm at the point where I'm assembly lining them, and that's not very interesting to watch on stream. So I figured what I'd do instead is play with getting my Escher, I keep saying Escher, my Van Sar theme figured out. And I've got this guy right here. I think you saw the picture of this, right, Cody? The kind of the blue with the...
Yeah, the paint scheme you got going on?
Yeah, I'm going to give this a shot. It's going to be a challenge for me because this is the first time I've used contrast in a long time. Hello to Happy Code Monkey. Hello, Code Monkey. Code Monkey is not a Warhammer player, but is a fan of tech priests because they're weird dudes. So she is in support of the game, but she doesn't actually care that much about. All right. But yeah, so I've got my little Van Sar guy here, and this is the first time I've used contrast in a very long time. It's Pterodon Turquoise. Even though that's actually a teal color, that's not what turquoise is. Turquoise is the more blue E1, and teal is the more green E1. The problem with this is I'm a very sloppy painter. As many of you have noticed, as I paint, I tend to get things on lots of other things. And I can't do that here, because if I do that, I can't go patch up on the armor, because it's already done. So this is going to be a challenge of brush control for me. Code Monkey says, I love a weird dude. We do. Guess I will paint some Blood Bowl ogres while here. Well, that would be great, Timothy.
Alright, welcome in.
Yeah, that is the plan. Hobby along. Is this the flesh tone I used on him? I don't think it is. Oh, you know what I used? I don't remember what I used. Whatever, I'm using it now. This is just the base. He's going to be pale as heck anyway. Actually, that might actually matter. Because... Not tan flesh. You know what? Let's just go with Bugman's. Can't go wrong with Bugman's Glow.
That's a good one.
I do like Bugman's Glow as a paint. I like the color, I like the consistency, I like the coverage. The only thing I don't like is the pot, but that's GW for you. This might be one I actually repot into something less, I don't know, stupid. So yeah, thank you all for the very positive feedback to our very first battle report.
Yeah.
Just realized this is the first stream we've had since that went out live. It's doing fantastic, which you'll hear many creators talk about how battle reports kind of can be rough, and we were worried about that. We weren't worried that people would like it. Well, okay, I was, but we were worried that like, wow, some people would really like it, but only like 60 people would really like it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like a lot of you did, so thank you. If you haven't seen it and you have any interest at all in battle reports, or I won't even say a battle report because it's not a very traditional battle report. It's only an hour long and it's just an entire Necromunda race. If you have any interest in that, you should go watch it. It is on our channel, of course. I have not been able to get that game mode out of my head. I want more. I want more cars go vroom.
Yeah, now I'm just thinking of all the different like ideas for different cars for different gangs that I would want to do at some point.
Yeah.
You know, budget pending.
That is always the challenge. So for me, I'm thinking of all the stuff I currently already have and what I could do to turn it into a car.
Yeah.
Like those Vontan trikes, which I still need to find. I only have 2 of them. And I honestly don't remember if I only have 2 of them or if Kevin did give me 3 of them and I lost one. Because I was going to sell them to you, but on the other hand, it would be a great basis for a Vansar hover vehicle.
Yeah, true.
Cut the squats off, which immediately gets me put in the Book of Grudges.
Well, luckily, the model's in the way where you don't have to cut any legs off, because they are molded all together.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to cut the legs
separate.
I'm going to cut the legs off anyway because they're dwarves. Like they deserve it.
You're just going to cut their little legs off?
Yeah, and send it to you and Kevin. It was fun. I didn't do it with a car race game. Yeah, it's pretty recent. Sometimes Games Workshop does do things that aren't bad. Sometimes. Not often. We say as we paint their models that we paid for. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna do something a little weird, which is if I'm gonna paint some of this guy in contrast, I'm gonna paint all of them in contrast, and so that means I'm going to repaint some of the things that I already painted over because I was just slopping it on with some Corax white, so I can contrast it afterwards. This might be stupid. Let me know. Oh, here's Jerry, the upsetting flesh-colored poxwalker. I've met this man at several conventions. He usually has very strong opinions about women in video games.
Mmm. He's a follower of the Great Clean One.
Yeah. No, the reason he's there is because I was testing out a skin tone. I didn't have anything to test it on that was a big, like, lots of skin tone model.
Make a unsettling flesh color to work.
I haven't done that yet. I don't have any orcs.
What'd you do with all the bits from your rocket truck?
Great question. Can't find them.
Oh.
I legitimately don't know.
Fair enough, I guess.
Presumably they're somewhere.
Yeah, there was at least 2 orcs on that, I think.
I believe there are 3, actually.
Yeah, I only just got my first rocket truck. Still in the box. Surprising.
Get on my level, scrub. I built one more Rocket Truck Squig Bud games than you. And painted.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Clearly, I am the real orc fan here, despite having never painted a real orc.
Just gonna show up next time with 3.
Just put them all on the table. Stare at me and me alone.
You caused this.
I knew about Blood Bowl, which just sounds like so much fun. Car race makes sense. Yeah, Blood Bowl is another one where it's just about having fun. And I don't play Blood Bowl. I guess just because I never got into it. I imagine if I had stumbled into that instead of Necromunda, this would probably be a Blood Bowl channel. But I also have really no attachment to real life sports.
Yeah, I played a couple games of Blood Bowl. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, everyone I've heard talk about it seems like it really is like a sister game to Necromunda. It's very fun for the same reasons, you know? It's very narrative focused. It's probably not the best balanced. But if you're trying to play it super balanced and competitively, you're probably missing the point. David Vadgert? I don't know how to pronounce that. Do you have any thoughts on Necromunda reset rumors? I mean, like most rumors, I'll wait until it actually happens. Because otherwise you'll drive yourself crazy trying to plan for it. It's GW. They could do anything. I wouldn't put that past them by any means. But at the same token, I certainly hope not. And if they did reset, I don't know what we would do. That would be a thing, definitely, where it would suddenly become a very different... I'm not going to say conflict of interests, but I'll put it this way. I think the only reason I would even look into continuing or to moving to the new edition would be for channel stuff and not for personal stuff, because I have so much investment.
Yeah, I think there's so many books that I don't think they would do a complete reset, or at least I would hope not.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
because the other rumor I've heard is that it's just a box, a new starter box, which does track because we don't currently have a good one. Secundus kind of sucks for that, honestly, because it's got a gang in there that can only be used in one.
Right, it has its own kind of like little ecosystem, and then the other one, which is Hive War, I think is the one still for sale. Doesn't even have updated rules in it.
No. So, do I think they could do it? Yeah. Do I hope they do it? No. But they absolutely could. It would not excite me to see it. Ooh, what are we making? Hello, Spudgy. Vansar and Escher.
Yeah.
The fast and the slow.
Are Vansar slow?
Yeah, 4 inches.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know they were one of the slow ones.
Yeah, they are one of the slow ones.
I thought that was just those dwarves.
Nope. And Goliath are also 4 inches.
Okay, I did know about that one.
Yeah. Now, Vansar do have the Neotechs, who are, 7-inch movement. They're green goblin gliders.
Right.
But yeah, no, the Vansar are a slow gang, not a fast one. I think if they did...
I thought they...
Sorry, go ahead.
I guess I always assumed they were just kind of middle of the pack, but...
Not cool. Nope. So I just think they did do a new rule set. It would... If it wasn't good at the reality is the vast majority of players would just stick the rules. Maybe! GW has... And GW puts a... And people don't understand this, but... GW puts a lot of marketing oomph into making sure you feel like that's not an option. Like, a lot. And, that can feel... And it can feel like everybody's moving on. I do wonder about Necromunda because Necromunda casual play isn't something you see. You know, or at least not like I don't think people show up and just throw down some Necromunda very much. We've had people ask about that, and we're always like, dude, that sounds like a terrible idea. And would I read the rules and see if they're actually better? Yeah. Um, because they might be. It would also definitely be a thing where I like look to, but there's just no way that all those additional options would end up in the new stuff. But I don't want to dwell on it too much. I just don't. I won't pay it too much credence until it actually happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess my realistic thought is that it's just going to be an updated get started box with a little bit newer updated rules. And like, again, we don't really talk about rumors too much, but one of the rumors is that they kind of watered down the rules, but at the same time, like the rule book and the starter boxes have kind of always been like not different, but like less in
Yeah,
the
it's always been like
starter
that.
boxes. So I'm guessing that maybe that's what they meant when they said watered down, or
Right.
boring. Just basically not complete rules.
And also, I'm sorry, but I don't necessarily trust when people start talking. When people start talking about the word watered down or dumbed down or anything, my hackles instantly raise, because that is just such a dog whistle for some of the worst human beings on the damn planet. And I like Necromunda's complicated rules. Don't get me wrong, but it seems to be a talking point that some people are running with for the sake of running with it more than the sake of caring about Necromunda.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality is, if we don't like it, GW is not going to come to our house and kick our doors down. Now, it affects us as content creators because we do have to make the decision of what are people going to watch. And that can kind of suck. But as far as your average player, I mean, look at Mordheim.
True.
They sure haven't seemed to have to figure out how to monetize that. Gatekeepers love to say this stuff, yeah. But we got Chaos Gate 2. Yes, we did get Chaos Gate 2. Corpse Grinders, but modeled in like Caesar's Legion in New Vegas. I hate Caesar's Legion so much. I have never done a Caesar's Legion playthrough of New Vegas in any way, shape, or form, and I never will. Although I do want to mod Macaulay Culkin as Caesar in the game somehow. That was an inspired casting choice, I'm not going to lie. So what I'm doing with these tubes here is rather than just paint them straight white, I'm going to paint them gray, and then I'm going to put a white highlight line on them so that when I put the contrast over them, they will, they'll still have some definition. I think the reason I avoided contrast for so long is that I was stuck in the rut of only putting them over like a base color. And I don't think they look good over that. They're fine for speed painting. I'm not shaming anybody who's doing that, but I don't think that's a good way to do it. Because I think it looks flat and very bubblegum-y. I just think it really needs some manual shading to be good. Whether that manual shading, undershading be dry brush or something else. We got a good crowd tonight. Thinking of adding some more New Vegas referencing gratuity to my walls. Let it all end as reference. Gone to see your Montre. You could have gone home. Oh, New Vegas. A formative game for me.
I have a weird past with Fallout games.
Do tell.
Fallout 3, arguably one of the best games, or at least Bethesda game, was completely ruined by some of my friends playing a joke on me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. But they told me that the drugs in the game that you take, like Jet and whatever, like stacked. So I took a bunch to see if I could punch somebody into outer space, and then I became addicted to it.
Ah.
And then I was like, what does that mean? They're like, oh, it means that if you don't have it, you're gonna be weaker for the rest of the game. And then I turned it off and never played it again.
What a bunch of jerks.
Full
I did
contrast.
play a little bit before though.
Yeah.
Full contrast always looks odd. Yeah, I agree. It's just really good. Kind of someone recommended Southern.
Yeah, I do think it is. I mean, it is really good. Although it is also rough to recommend someone who didn't play it at the time start playing New Vegas, because it is rough around the edges, and it is an older game, and it's not aged well in a lot of ways. And it is also an older Bethesda game. Like, in the same way that I love Elder Scrolls, but I started with Oblivion and not Morrowind, and therefore Morrowind is almost unplayable to me. It's too far back. Which I know is like sacrilege to many very hardcore Elder Scrolls fans, because they're like, oh no, Morrowind's the best one. It's the one with the most freedom. And I'm like, yeah, the freedom to be bored. Or the freedom to, like, you know. To me, it commits the cardinal sin of you punch something, it hits it on screen, and then nothing happens because it rolled a number. It's the disconnect between the CRPG and the first-person action game, you know? But that's a me thing, and many other people would disagree. And as I always love to say, we are all entitled to our own wrong opinions.
Yeah, I never really got into Morrowind either.
That's how drug dealers get you too. I mean, yeah, that's the point. Were they trying to sell you anything else, Cody? Like, you got anything else to tell us?
No. They were trying to sell me not enjoying a game, apparently.
Yeah, what the hell's up with that? Any doc would have cured the addiction for about 100 caps. But yeah, but if you don't know that at the time, that can be really depressing. I adore Mass Effect.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. How would you? The game doesn't tell you. Spudgy says, I adore Mass Effect, but oh my god, Mass Effect 1, you realize how games moved on? Yeah, Mass Effect 1 is another great example. I love the Mass Effect series. I don't think it's necessarily very good. Like, it, especially, yeah. But, man, Mass Effect 1, a game that I loved, a game that I've probably played 6 times to completion on the hardest difficulty. If someone was to start Mass Effect 1, I'd go, maybe watch a playthrough of maybe watch a, highlight reel of the first one and start with 2. Because 2 is actually a decent action game, and 1 is not. Fallout 4 was okay, but New Vegas... I actually, here's the thing. I don't like Fallout 4 nearly as much as I like New Vegas, but I've played way more Fallout 4 because I'm a sucker for settlement building. I downloaded the Sim Settlements mod and just went nuts. Just yeah, I love that. I could play that if that was only the game. But that's very much, again, a me thing.
Yeah, I was the one who went around collecting all the unique pool balls so I could have an actual billiards table in my settlement. And I actually, racked them and everything.
Oh, man. Yeah, Sim Settlements was a mod that basically was, it was The Sims. Sorry, not The Sims, Sim City. But with your settlement. You did zoning, and as long as you provided the resources, your citizens would actually build the stuff for you. But it was your job to manage it. Because it removed all the, you have to place every brick for your dumb people to live in. They would build their own homes, and they would upgrade their own homes, and then you would get more tax money and stuff like that. But they had to have, specific items and specific chemicals or things like that to do things. So it was all about managing that, and that became the game to me. So I spent probably hundreds of hours playing, not even Fallout 4, just playing Sim Settlements, and then everything else in the game became about getting that stuff. Desk screws becoming the most valuable item in the game, so it's just desk fans for days in my inventory.
Nice.
Yeah, whatever, you're my long-lost son, but can I borrow that fan? Are you going to use that?
I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle as I go riding merrily along. I'm the person who wouldn't mind missing in Morrowind, but I totally get it. Yeah, and that's just that is very much a personal thing. Like I know you, Codemunk. You're more a lot. You are more okay with that than me. For me, it drives me up the wall. Oh yeah, people love that Settlement stuff. Yeah, I'm one of them. Mass Effect 3 is sometimes sad because like it has some great bits, but some of the choices they made are sad. Yeah, they kind of wrote themselves into a corner, and it is kind of their own fault. So I don't know. Just the last 10 minutes don't happen. It's like survival crafting base building without the actual survival crafting part, right? Yeah, it's SimCity. And then you rack the pool balls, and then you come back, and it spins everywhere because physics.
Yeah, luckily I never had anything like that, but there was a point in time where they were kind of just like floating off the table. Like they were all perfectly floating like a couple inches above the table, and it bugged the hell out of me.
Bethesda!
I don't think I ever fixed it.
It just works.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Oh, Todd Howard. And then Sims Elements became a expansion-sized voice-acted mod. Yeah, I never finished the story on that one because I kept hitting bugs when you got to rebuilding the GNR, the Galactic News Radio building. Like when I was playing, I was still going through some rough stuff, and I never got past some of the bugs. But man, it was really something. Like they had full good voice acting, not that usual thing in voice acting where it's like, "Hi, I'm Jerry. I'm your companion." And it's clearly done by a 12-year-old not trying not to speak too loud so he doesn't wake up his mom. No, like they got like professional voice acted mod, and it was amazing. It was free. Especially, yep, okay. Occasional settlements that aren't a lot of people because they're special. They're you special little place. I think they dropped the ball with Cerberus. Oh yeah, bugs in a Bethesda game. Yeah, the Cerberus could have been something, and they really wasted Martin Sheen on Cerberus or on the Elusive Man. In Mass Effect.
The worst part of building a Necromunda gang is the decision paralysis.
What have you built so far?
I have built my leader with a plasma gun.
Okay. Build a champion with a needle rifle. It's fun. No, it's not the best option, but it's fun.
Yeah, I think I will do that.
That's my vote. I legitimately love the needle rifle. It is not the best option because it is very short range, but it's also a +2 to hit at short range.
Yeah, that is pretty nice. I just wasn't sure if I was going to put it on one of my champs or put it on a regular ganger, but I think it will, just for the,
I could see putting on a ganger
ballistics
because you do get that such a nice bonus to hit, but putting it on a champ means that even at long range you still hit well. And at short range, you can just ignore cover.
Yeah, if you get a plus at short range, and I think they're 3 up for their champ.
Yeah.
So 2 up without having to up their skill yet.
Or
That's
aim.
Not bad. Or aim, yeah.
Or you can aim and undo light cover.
Yeah, I think I will do that. It's weird how the base kit does not come with a needle rifle.
Wait, what? Is that one of the upgrades?
I do have the upgrade sprue, but just looking at the base one, it looks like they're all just las guns. Like I think they have a. Do they even have a needle pistol?
I know the needle pistol is in the Death Maidens kit. Which if you can
the
afford...
only needle gun they have in this is the combi bolter.
Well, you could cut it off and make one, I guess.
No, I got the upgrade sprue.
Yeah, you don't need to.
I just find it funny. That's like that's kind of one of their.
They do that constantly. I think Caldor might have gotten the worst of it. There's a bunch of things that don't exist in their kit that you have to get the upgrade sprue for. Games
That's
Workshop.
weird.
I need to get around to getting Fallout London. I heard good things about Fallout London. That dropped right as I was dropping out of playing Fallout 4 for the millionth time. Debating if I give my infiltrating champ a needle rifle or a Weber. I mean, you always go Weber. You always go Weber. Because Infiltrator with Weber is the most psychological game you can play. Because here's the thing, needle rifle is probably like a better killing weapon than the Weber, but the prospect of that guy has infiltrate and he can't miss will mess with your opponents more than almost anything else you can do. So my vote is for the Weber. Maybe Cody disagrees.
Nope, I agree.
Okay, well, you heard it here.
But even if I disagreed, my win-loss ratio would not
Okay,
want
yeah.
you to believe me anyway.
Oh, looks like my camera froze again. I'm going to turn it off and turn it on again. Pardon me just a second.
Yeah, sneaky merc with a needle rifle does sound pretty fun too.
Sounds terrifying is what it does. Off. And on. Oh, wow. Turning it off and then on doesn't do anything on OBS's end.
I wonder why it does that.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Because it, There we go. Because it, I wonder if it's like my computer overheating, but oh, I've got no heat coming from my computer.
No, I don't think it would be that.
Well, I mean, this is the kind of thing that it could cause. I wonder if it's like the cam link overheating. You know what? It might just be the cable.
The cam link does get pretty warm, actually, so that could be it. Like, you don't have anything covering it, do you?
Like the cable?
Yeah, like just the cam link itself, because like if you feel that, it actually gets pretty hot.
No, although it is down below where there's not a lot of airflow, so maybe I'll put a fan on it later.
Yeah, that might help.
I mean, yeah, Sneaky Mark with Needle Rifle does sound really fun. Yeah. Chemdars and make your opponent addicted to friends on Obscura. I hate that tactic. It's legitimate, I just hate it. Sneaky, sneaky, burn, burn. The Flamer does sound silly, but the Flamer is more expensive than the Weber, which is stupid. And is never going to be unstupid. And it's just wrong. Like, that's just an incorrect statement. I make most of my weapon choices by vibe. Oh yeah, I mean, that's the correct answer.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you... Wait. Have you paid attention to this channel? Okay, to be fair, we do talk about which weapons we think are better. That doesn't mean that's the weapons we actually pick.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because all my squat weapons I went purely off vibe, and then the one that took the just regular bolter was the one who got the most kills in that campaign, and he started halfway through the campaign, so yeah.
I mean, these bolters are good, man. Solid.
They're just old reliable for sure.
Yeah. Just stopping by to say hi. Hello, Iron Thumbs. Thank you for stopping by to say hi. I appreciate it. An update to Necromunda could fix points for weapons like that. Germanus Personae too. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I bet if they did a new edition, they would drop most of their Germanus Personae. They're gonna drop things so they can sell you more things. Is the problem? How'd you know? Could always just wait for it to get good. You don't have to buy it at launch. Here's the thing. I know that they paint this in a way where it's got like the head tail. The Leku, I believe is what it's called. That's a Star Wars joke.
I was gonna say, did they steal that?
No, I'm being a dick. I'm being a jerk.
Okay.
They paint it in a way where it's got like, I'm not doing that. I'm not painting this the way they paint this.
These pieces are so tiny.
Yeah, sure, are particularly bad for that.
feel like these arms are too small for this body.
Like, just visually, or like actually something wrong?
I think actually, and I think it's because this is the body that's supposed to be on the heavy weapons.
Oh yeah, the
Person,
Escher are a little
so-
outdated in that way, in that they don't have a lot of, they don't have the module, like the. They are an older
even the-
kit, and you can feel it.
Yeah, even the plasma gun on my leader was a little off, but
Yeah.
nothing a little sprue goo doesn't fix.
I'm a sucker for using the paint the official paint scheme. I thought I was too, and then I started painting at Warlock, and I like the official paint scheme. Never used a plasma gun? Well, that's silly. No. Advanced art looking beautiful though. The white pops real. Thank you. It's not that. So keep in mind that white is not going to be what he actually is. I'm painting it white so I can put a magenta over it, or a nice burgundy. Oops, I'll probably put that on camera for you. Burgundy. Did you like the house wine, sir? It's the red we used to paint the house. Here's the thing. I have the ash waste things on this guy, his helmet and his backpack, and I have no idea how to paint those. And they're too bulky, and I really regret putting them on, but I'm not going to pry them off at this point, because they're resin, they wouldn't survive, and then I'd feel bad, like I wasted money. Dang it! That's way too much white. Sorry if that jump scared anybody. Back to gray we go. I don't know if anybody. I don't know if I missed any Warhammer Skulls news. If I did, please go ahead and post it. And I'll react to it. Well, sorry, I can't say that. It's copyrighted. I know they lost that, but low tech living here too well. Yeah. Certainly buff AB model is the heavy weapon user. Yeah, it is. I think yellow would pop wonderfully. It would. And I might try a guy with yellow contrast paint. I am kind of like committed to trying to make the contrast work for most of this. More as an exercise of like experimentation than actual like desire. But I really want to try the magenta or the burgundy, because I think that'll look really good. Could be wrong. We'll find out together. So if you don't know this tip, obviously you always paint with the side of the brush. You never paint full on when you're doing this kind of edge highlighting. You don't try and edge highlight with the tip. That way madness lies, unless you're like, Marco Frazzoni or something. Alright, we're going to let him dry before we put that contrast on, but we are going to go play with what contrast. What was it once here? What, the yellow? So the promo box I sent out for some skulls. Oh, went through twice, so there was an error. Oh, yeah. What was I trying with fingers? Finger paintings. Other gaming news, Destiny 2 is getting its last update. To the surprise of nobody.
Yeah. It was a good run.
I played a lot of Destiny 2.
Same.
But I'm also not surprised. I did not play for quite a long time because they passed a very clear point in which they were no longer releasing updates that were designed to be fun. They were designed for engagement.
Yeah, and then they very clearly had a point where they were just kind of keeping it on life support to fund Marathon.
Yeah. To quote a friend of mine, the person in the Warframe team who decided to streamline the new player experience is about to get a lot of positive repercussions for that. 'Cause that's where people will go, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, Bungie did say that they're like working on something else.
Yeah, and it's
I think there's gonna be a Destiny 3, but who knows?
and they're gonna release one last update, and it's probably actually gonna be fun because it will just be based on being fun instead of engagement again.
Yeah, it's basically putting a lot of the content in the game that they cut out,
Yep.
and basically just kind of making it the complete game that it should have been the entire time. Yeah, I don't know. I might play it for a little bit, but meh.
I won't. It's just the time has passed for me.
That's fair.
And you know, I've not played for a few years now. I don't play much live services games anymore at all. It's just I don't have the time to have a healthy relationship with those, and that's a me thing. It's more of a reflection of me and my inability to not only go all in on something.
That's fair.
So I tend to avoid them. Well, you know, I was going to use before deciding to use a contrast magenta, I probably should have made sure I had one. Because I kind of don't. I've got Vulpus Pink, I've got Deep Purple, and I've got Inappropriate Plum. From Cuttlefish Colors, which I don't think is a right color at all. I think this is yeah, that's completely the wrong color, but this is so dang old. Devonta had a plushie. Wait, I'm way behind. Yeah, AOT, AOE2, Age of Empires 2. I played a lot of Age of Empires back in the day. Yeah, I've been playing Warframe for, oh god. It's been 10 years? No, it's been more than 10 years. I've been playing Warframe for 11 years. All on and off. Not all at once. Skipped a lot of time. Apparently I missed some of the really dark times with Warframe. But Warframe is just a fun game. The plum's not going to work. It's too... First off, this isn't plum color. That's not what plums are. It's not even the inside of a plum. That's just
It's inappropriate.
That's, I hate you, Cody. Dang it. Crap, he's right. Yeah, that's not what color plums are, so I'm not using that. If it was actual plum color, I'd be using it. That would be totally my jam. But it's not. So we're not. Hello, Weed Whacker Man. Oh, was that... Were you hearing the sound of the Weed Whacker? That wasn't the Weed Whacker, that was my Vortex Mixer. Which I had to use because that thing I haven't touched, though, since I bought them years ago. I've got Adam Paints Magenta, which is transparent, but I would need to thin it down even more. I've also got Magenta Wash. Ooh, maybe? Maybe? But what if?
From the Atom kit?
Magenta Wash I have... No, sorry. The
Amp kit?
Yes, Magenta Wash is from the Amp kit, yes.
That one's pretty heavily pigmented, so that might work.
Yes, it is, and that's why I have these little things on top so I can see that. Because otherwise I couldn't trust it. I'm gonna try the Vulpus Pink.
Volupus pink. Oh, because it's voluptuous. Got it. I hate you, Warhammer.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that was my vortex mixer down here.
Because I used that when on a contrast paint when I haven't had it for a very long time. I also have this Vallejo Express color deep purple, which might also be exactly what I'm aiming for. But once more into the breach, dear friends. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so we got to be very careful with this, and this is what I'm doing differently now that I didn't used to do, which is actually like be intentional about where I put things. Oh yeah, that's yeah. Oh yeah. Kool-Aid Man my way through this. That is the pink I am looking for. Hello, is it me you're looking for?
This is a very weird kit. I'll say that.
Yeah, you can feel the age of that kit, I think. Because it was one of the first new Necromundas. And I think it shows. The Goliath is kind of the same way. Oh, and helpful I was painting on camera.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being a little boring because I have to like put it directly up to my face to see if some of these lines line up.
Yep. I get that. What's good for our painting isn't always good for radio.
True.
Now, of course, the big secret is you can go back and highlight contrast paints too. You don't have to stick with what they give you. You can also wash them. I'm not loving the way this is turning out, actually, when I see it up against the teal now. We're going to commit.
Yes, we have the face for radio saying here too.
Video killing the radio star. In my mind and in my car. We can't rewind, we've gone too far. Oh, oh. Oh, that's stuck in my head. Well, it's not that it doesn't work.
Yeah, there's a way, and we talked about it a little bit to like separate the audio track. But I think the trick on Twitch is to have Twitch not automatically upload the VOD, that they upload it later without the audio being on there. Like you can record to your computer with it split, but as far as I know, there's no way to make the automatic VOD upload. I might be wrong. I just haven't been able to look into it.
Hey, the music I found wasn't AI music. I'm not that dumb. It just got copyright controlled.
To be fair, it was only one song.
Yeah, but it was
It's just
copyright
weird that they,
like 8
Yeah.
times.
but like, it's weird that that person had them all except for that one song. I feel like the person who uploaded them just forgot to upload that song too.
Maybe.
I'll have to look into that though and see how to do it automatically.
All right, so I feel like what I need to do with this burgundy is really knock it down. I feel like I think like it's brighter than I want it to be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite a fan. I'll try washing it or waiting for it to completely dry, and then I'll put a black wash on it and see if knocking it down. But I think maybe I think it's actually the hue, not the brightness. That means leaves me back at square one as far as what I want for a color scheme. That's okay. That's why we do this.
How do you guys go about naming your gangers?
Sometimes they're jokes. Sometimes, okay, they're always jokes. At least for me, I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of the time mine are.
I have trouble committing to serious names. I named all of my Hive scum seriously, and I gotta admit, I never shared their actual names because, and this is like embarrassing to say now, I felt I was cringy. Even though that's dumb, and I would always tell people to name their gangers, but I felt the fact that I actually named these gangers and tried to come up with a backstory for them, I then couldn't bring myself to share that with the people I was playing with because it felt like when someone won't stop talking about their book that you're not actually interested in, even though I don't think any of my friends are actually like that, to be clear. But that's a social anxiety thing, right? And I have talked about before that I, and not only me, have that, and I think that really manifested itself because when I went to talk about it, I suddenly put myself in the mind of like a teenager oversharing about something that the other person doesn't care about, which is kind of silly.
I understand that completely.
Except for this one, I did name him, but he's a joke. His name is Furbo Tucker because he has a giant autocannon that is definitely not phallic at all. Get your mind out of the gutter. That's Furbo Tucker. And my Hive Scum, originally one of the Hive Scum was supposed to be his daughter. So her name wasn't a pun, but her last name was Tucker. You know, if I made this guy a lighter blue, or a blue instead of a green, he would be trans flag colors. He's got the right pink for him.
Yeah.
But not being trans myself, that
Put
feels
some
a little inappropriate. Yeah, just need some blue and lighter blue and some white, and boom.
Serious names and funnier nicknames? Yeah, that's on the game manager use. Yeah, and that you should. I know, and like, yeah,
Lots of people, I'm sure, would. I mean, like, it's all about appropriately sharing, you know? Like, lots of people I'm sure, would love to hear about them if I put a lot of effort into them, or I could post it somewhere. Yeah, I am better now at fully recognizing my own anxiety when it pops up. That doesn't mean I'm always good at getting it to go away.
Including the Psychic Familiars and Hanger-Ons. Ooh. I named every one of my 20 model Gene Stealer characters after characters from The Wire.
I've never seen The Wire. I really should watch The Wire. I've heard good things about it. I mean, it's like practically ancient as far as TV goes at the first point. I'm not gonna paint over this guy, but he might be the only guy in this game that's colored like this. I like that teal though, so I want to use that again. I have another, just a ganger who I can, I'll have to dry brush you. I'm actually using Brigade Gray to dry brush because it's a cold white.
Wire's good. Added Cheese to Slopper. I mean, that's a good name. Stuart Little, Mr. Ratburn, Remy. Yep. I need a name for this BB Ogre.
Any suggestions? Oh God, it was on the tip of my tongue. Hamdre the Defiant. It's like, see, the joke is, it's like Andre the Giant. It's not very good, though. Ooh, Brian Butterfield. Double W. So, if we're using contrast, I don't know if I'm actually gonna use contrast in this guy or not, but I'm going to dry brush him anyway to add contrast, just so I can see the darn details in the model, right?
Alright. I think you got a champ down.
There you go.
Needle rifle.
Yes, good. The correct choice. I saw you on the wireless back in 52. I've got that song stuck in my head and it's all my fault.
All my ganger names are stupid puns, or I try to make them stupid puns. Like, I had a heavy stubber guy, his name was Sir Preston Fire. Suppressing Fire.
That's pretty good. I do take it back. My last Orlok gang, they weren't puns or silly, but they were all like, I was going for, what is a dumb tough guy name? Like that a biker that took himself way too seriously would put on. So it was all like, Bob Rock Abs, or, Oh, no, a lot of them... Okay, never mind. A lot of them were jokes, but they were all of the funny names of David Ryder from Ministry Science Theater's episode Space Mutiny. So I think it was Slab Bulkhead, Roll Fizzlebeef, Limp Crankshaft. He was a greenhorn. Bob Johnson. Slab Bulkhead, I think I said that. Big McLarge Huge. That was the ridge hauler. So not jokes, just references. Which is the laziest kind of joke.
Then I had a stupid Office reference for one of them. I don't know if anybody watches The Office out there, but there's a character that fakes, like, calling off work to go to the dentist, and his boss asks him, what his dentist's name is, and he says, Crentist. He's like, your dentist's name is Crentis? Yeah, it is. I wonder if that's why he became a dentist. So my Melta guy, who I couldn't come up with a name, was named Krelta.
That I like better because that's a reference that uses the reference to expand into something. It's not, you didn't call him Crentis. You named him. The joke was you couldn't name something, so you put the name on there, right? Like I think that's
A bunch of macho names is still fitting for Orlok, though.
Oh yeah, but all of them were just taken directly from. Not all of them. Some of them were original, but many of them were taken directly from David Ryder. I think one of them. I think my leader. No, my leader was named Sherman Butterfield. Just because I thought Butterfield was a funny name. Where is Sherman Butterfield? This is Sherman Butterfield right here. He used to be fully painted. I repainted him for this. Sherman Butterfield with his Combi Melta Bolter and a Power Pick. He was a force to be reckoned with. If you stayed far away, you got shot. If you went close, you got shot and then power picked. And he had 3 wounds, and I think he had oh god, he had some really BS skills. I was not particularly subtle about making him powerful.
Nice.
Brian Butterfield, Runt Punter, it is excellent. Little John, Hoisin Crispa Owl, Fluffy Ruffs. Bonbons. All right, now I'm just repeating someone else's way funnier comedy. If you aren't familiar with Brian Butterfield, go YouTube the Brian Butterfield diet plan. It is joyful. And you'll never be able to say bonbons ever again, because your brain will autofill bonbons for you. Double W. Grab names from Roadhouse. Chet Manley. Fridge McLarge Huge. Pick a culture and just come up with names for it. So, Fiona, Juliana, Morgan.
That's a cool idea. I like that one.
Yeah, I think that works for some gangs, depending on it. Also, if you can, you could very easily paint a group of Escher to look, like a bunch of Irish lasses, and then give them, or Cornish, I suppose, and then give them that kind of spelling. See, the Morgan turned her down and earned her vengeful glare. List some more of those names. My leader was called Gwen Nails Copperbeam. Hilariously strong. Exactly. 4 wounds, toughness, and 5 unstoppable, grit, power fist, inferno pistol, and combat shotgun. Terrifying.
I have no idea what I'm going to name my Escher, though.
Well, what are you painting then? Do you know yet?
I'm not doing box art. That's about all I know.
Yeah, I'm not doing the yellow for when I do my Escher. I have a scheme for my yellow, or for my Escher. I have a scheme for my Escher that I'm going to paint them, they're going to be called the Grimdark Hallway, in reference to Adepticon, which means they're all going to be in black and leathers. But not
Nice. Yeah.
not like S&M leathers, not that kind of black leather, but like, mall goths, basically.
No, yeah. No. I was thinking about trying like just some neon cyberpunky colors.
I think that's a great fit
Not
for them.
too far off what they already are, kind of thing, but just different. Mostly because like I like yellow, and like even though it's kind of harder to paint, but like I have Imperial Fists.
Yeah,
that I'm
you've got
going to be
yellow.
Painting. I've got my orcs, which their accent main color is yellow. So I am painting a lot of yellow right now. So probably no yellow for my Escher.
You've proven yourself. You don't need to prove you can paint yellow anymore.
Yeah.
Some of us don't have that. Some of us have not been trialed by fire yet.
That is definitely a scary leader.
Very. Daisy, Paisy, Daffodil, Tulip. Yep. He said SM Lotus. I mentioned this team from Dodgeball. Corpse grinders are all things like Sever, Nash, Eviscerate. I mean, yeah, that completely tracks.
All after Escher Gang is all after White House first ladies. Oh God!
Oh lord.
Look out! It's Barbara Bush. No. That's not fair to the Escher people. White House first ladies have gotten far more kills. Heyo.
Mm.
Waddle da 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 da. It's risque, dare I say, S&M. I see a line
They're
of...
aspiring to be. So that's why they named him after him.
There you go. I see a line of soldiers marching through France, backed up by chorus boys in very tight pants. Dun, 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 dun. Keep it witty, keep it pretty, keep it gay. Eleanor is a plasma cannon. You can name them all after princesses. Oh God, I'm not gonna say that dark joke I was just thinking about. I mean, you could probably guess where I was going, but anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that one writes itself, right? Like that's a low effort, terrible joke.
Pour myself more Diet Dr. Pepper. Mmm.
All right. I kind of want to try painting one of these, I said it again. I want to paint one of these Vansar pink. All right, as I've looked at this Vansar more, actually, this is growing on me a little bit. I feel what the problem actually is that the magenta doesn't have room to self-highlight. So I wonder if I highlight that, will it be a little more my speed? What have I got? I've got dark hot pink now. What about you? Are you what I'm looking for?
No, Josh, Diana cannot be your scum racer.
I didn't say that! You can't prove that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, I mean, nothing can be darker than reality. I mean, I don't think anybody does accidentally doing dark reality better than the British.
Well,
Okay.
my Hellic cults was a little dark.
Uh-oh.
Well, what do you think about when you think of cults?
Did you name that after Jonestown?
I named them all the very loose Latin translations for Kool-Aid flavors.
That's terrible. Although that's...
Yeah.
See, that's better because it's like it's the number of steps removed.
There's there's a few levels to it.
It's not just, oh, ha, ha, the person driving my car is named Diane. Right? Like, that's an extraordinary low-effort joke. Yours actually took some, like... some doing, at least.
Yeah, it translated them all to Latin because, I don't know, just chaos. You think of speaking Latin.
I mean, yeah, I know
then,
that. I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and then Kool-Aid flavors because they're a cult. And then the Ridge Hauler was some loose translation of pitcher full of Kool-Aid. No, Jesus.
Uh-oh.
That one's kind of dark.
I know Diana wasn't driving, but that's not the point. I mean, everyone knows Toons is the cat was driving. If your anti-field guy was called...
Yeah, see, like, that's a deeper joke. And also, it's making fun of the person... Yeah. It's making fun of someone who kind of caused it, rather than, like, making fun of somebody who died from it, you know? You gotta punch in the right place. And, Diana dying in car accident jokes are, like, A, lazy and unoriginal, you know? Okay, so this is a great example of, not to toot my own horn too much, but this is a great example of why sometimes you got to commit to see what happens, because the moment I start highlighting this with magenta, suddenly I think this looks a lot better and makes a lot more visual sense. Because before it was very just kind of dull, but I think it's just because the contrast didn't have room to be contrasty, so it was flat.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh, that didn't work. So I'm going to finish that guy.
No, Escher like.
Oh no,
cat,
Spudgy.
so
I should
maybe
say.
I'll
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Cody.
I was just gonna say maybe I'll just name them after different types of cats because they like cats.
Toon says no. I don't think people in the U.S. realize how much we're talking about royal fans. Oh no. I should say when I say I shouldn't make that joke, it's not out of any respect for the royals. It's just there is a poor taste thing to an extent. Yeah, trust the process. I was watching a show recently. I was confused why the staff was Princess of Wales, and like, oh yeah, she used to be an actress. Yeah.
Do people even know who Toonces the Driving Cat is anymore? Is that a relevant reference?
No idea.
Oh, you don't know that one? It's an old Saturday Night Live bit with Steve Martin where they just had a cat. Toonces the Driving Cat. And then the joke was every single time they would go, Toonces, no! Ah! And then they would play like a terrible car crash driving off a cliff footage. It is funnier.
Oh, I know what I'm naming my cutters now.
Yeah, exactly. At least one that is Toonces. Well, no, you have to name a fear cat Toonces.
It's gonna be a driver though.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe I'll make the fear cat drive the vehicle.
There you go. Okay, let's get this. I still have absolutely no idea what to do with the backpack on this guy, but you know what? We're going to burn that bridge when we get to it. Alright, looking at the way the pink is, I still don't love it. It looks a lot better. But the nice thing is we can just reset it with a nice neutral, that white again, and then try again. Try again, Drifter. I wonder what else would go with this then. All right, so what else goes with turquoise? I think someone mentioned yellow. Could try yellow. What else have I got? Would red work? Nah, not red. Yellow, maybe? I don't really have a better idea than yellow, actually. Orange is the typical, because orange and teal are like, the plague of movie posters. Everything's orange.
And first-person shooters from a couple years ago.
Yeah. Speaking of Mass Effect. Took our match months ago with everybody who brought all jetpack Eschers. We rolled the territory and it was crystals that make you go insane if you go too fast. Every one of his jets crashed or went insane. Oh, I believe the term for that is karma.
That was very unfortunate, is what that is.
I believe that's the ending of one of the Twisted Metal 2 characters. Well, she didn't go too fast and go insane. She just went too fast and exploded. But anyway. It's funny that I keep calling this the races wacky racers when Twisted Metal is the thing that is actually like my cultural touch point for vehicles destroying each other.
True. Just think there hasn't been a Twisted Metal in too long.
No, well there was. It was so bad that you've never heard of it. They did make another one. It was only a few years ago. It was just it was pants on head awful, I believe is the technical term.
Oh, I will say, speaking of skulls, the orc game, can't even Speed Freaks.
Yeah,
Video game is actually really fun.
I've heard that.
It's just unfortunate because they didn't put a lot of marketing when it first came out, so the game is essentially dead, and you'll get into a match that's just full of bots. But when it first came out, and the lobbies were full of people, it was actually really fun.
Yeah, Games Workshop sometimes just seems to forget to market their own cross-media.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's just because they, I don't know, released it too early, maybe, because they're like, oh, we're coming out with orc stuff in literally a year. Let's wait to market it until then.
GW does not seem capable of understanding that. It's like, nope, you got the license, get it out the door, bye. Or maybe it's because
money now.
Yeah, well, or maybe it's because game companies kind of have to do that. They can't afford to sit and wait.
It's true.
Yeah. I'll reset all this. But yeah, that's the problem. Is like, and I'm guilty of this too. If I don't hear anything about a game, I assume it flopped and didn't do well. No, don't drop. Okay. There we go. All right, let's see if I can get orange or yellow. What do you think, guys? Orange or yellow? Really bright ice blue could. Orange and teal clash. There's a gang name idea. 2000 era first-person shooter games. Oh god, these to bring back. Remember Haze? Remember Painkiller? Painkiller was awesome. Painkiller is still awesome. Painkiller is the best Doom clone you've never played. Deus Ex, Serious Sam, Duke Nukem, Quake. Expect it got handed off to someone else, be it the game company, so cracker. Yeah, I'm sure. Let's put some orange. I'm going to try the orange and teal. So orange and teal are actually very literally complementary colors. Oh, that's not going to work unless I put some serious white down. Yeah. Okay. Even more magenta. No. Never. I refuse. I'm putting the magenta away. I'll paint the top first. Gotta think about what I would want in an Escher. Or in a... I keep saying Escher instead of Van Sar, and I do not understand why. I played Escher. I like Escher. Never played Van Sar. That's why I'm doing it. I gotta build the Goblin gliders, though. Good thing we're not doing this anytime soon, because good heavens. One more week. It's been 1 week. It's been. This life ain't good enough. It's been. Sorry, I'm just singing Neil C. Segura songs. Which just sounds like I'm having a stroke. Of genius! Oops, got some turquoise there, or some white on the turquoise. Ew. Okay.
Making the hair connect to the head in the fashion that they did was a choice.
It's a crime.
I will say that.
You say choice, I say crime.
There's no reason they could have just not made curved pieces that fit around a bald head.
You're right.
I'm no model designer, but I feel like that could have been done.
Well, you know what, Cody? I didn't realize you hated women so much.
Oh, okay.
sorry.
No.
Thank you for getting that stuck in my head now, sorry. Delicious mental. Oh, you made food. Lentil and sausage. Mmm. Good thing I ate before this. I had a pepperoni stromboli from the supermarket.
What should I do next? Got a shotgun. I've got a needle rifle. I've got a plasma. So,
Do you have the grenade launcher in the upgrade sprue? I forget. That might be in the resin kit.
I think it is.
Okay. You do lasguns until you fall over. Lasguns are they're 5 credits.
They do have a lot of lasguns.
Yeah.
I could probably kit bash one of these heavy weapons into a grenade launcher, though.
I mean, you know my opinion on grenade launchers. I think they're the best special weapon in the game.
It's pretty go-to specialist starting weapon at very least.
Right. Although, there is also an argument to be made that your specialist can just be a ganger with a lasgun until you get the credits for the Nightshade.
Yeah.
I
think I'll build the Nightshade anyway, even if I don't use it right away.
That is what I did.
Since I already have this body cut out, and none of the other weapons seem to fit it, weirdly enough.
losing. I'm not gonna say losing my patience, but I'm losing my mojo for painting these Van Sar as I find myself being challenged by the idea of them. Yo, hello, Chase.
Hello, Chase. Welcome in.
Letterhead bangers and mash. Sometimes stereotypes are great. Tried the Warhammer Survivors and Bolt Gun 2s. I forgot about Warhammer Survivors. Tongue-in-cheek upgrades such as known oil to make damage over time oil slicks. That's good. That's how you need to do that. I'm glad they're leaning into that because a completely straight-faced Survivors game is wrong, in my opinion. Wait. What if... What if... No, it wouldn't work. But it could.
Sounds like a very loud leader there. The Thunderhammer and a grenade launcher.
Ah, yes, his name is Captain.
A lot of boom.
Captain Tinnitus.
Captain, your hearing loss is not service related.
What? So, I'm kind of thinking, what if I did Escher... Or, Escher, again! Again with the Escher. Van Sar. Okay, new game. Take a drink every time you hear me say Escher when I mean to say Van Sar. You'll die of liver poisoning. Liver poisoning? That implies your liver is poisoned. Never mind. I'm kind of toying with the idea of doing Van Sar in military colors. Like desert.
Oh, like a desert. Okay.
Like a desert drab.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But I feel like if I'm not doing Van Sar in Cyberpunk, then I'm missing the point of Van Sar.
I mean, it would be very on brand for them to, like, I mean, because this is for the Secundus campaign, which they have to travel across the Ash Waste. They want to get all tactical for that, you know? I think it would work.
True. What about Wasteland Clay? Careful, I have a glass of bourbon already. Leopard print on my Van Sar? No. Well, Warhammer Survivors has both AOS and 40 characters. Good. You eat polar bear liver, you'll die of vitamin A poisoning. That is true. You can, I always forget. There's a mnemonic device for which vitamins you can't just pass through urine and which ones you can. I know vitamin C, it's really hard to get an overdose of vitamin C.
It's a good thing I don't like liver.
Yeah. Does anyone like liver? Don't answer that. Let me keep working on this guy. Let's keep on the course for now. I'm gonna not abandon him just because something went kind of wrong, even though I desperately want to.
I dislike liver and onion, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, God no. Kill me. Well, okay, I'm not gonna actually keep working on this guy because this guy is kind of a lost cause because I need to redo him completely. That's fine. Put you down. We'll take you up, and then let's get our turquoise out again. All right.
Onion is more of a texture thing, and I guess liver kind of is too.
Yo, I just to quote B. Dylan Hollis, liver is the organ that filters out toxin. So why we go around eating it is beyond me.
I will continue to miss out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one, mate. It's just-
See, I'll take the gravy, the bacon, and the mashed potatoes, though.
You know what? Here's my secret. I don't like gravy. It is purely a texture thing.
I can see that. All gravy, or just like brown gravy?
Sauces are not my thing. In general.
Oh.
I live liver. Wait, maybe okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe vitamin C is the one you can get poisoned by, but vitamin B is the one you can't get poisoned by.
You see, the rule is when mounting a play.
Over here in America, there was also a cartoon in the 90s called Doug.
Yeah, I remember Doug.
And Doug famously threw shade at liver and onions constantly, like as the most disgusting food ever. So maybe it was just ingrained into my head as a child.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the liver and onions was a secondary antagonist.
Yes, basically.
I remember Doug. Okay, so problem with orange is if I do orange, I need to do it bright, right? Like real bright.
A lot of American people also hate on beans and toast, but I actually think that would be pretty good. I like beans and I like toast.
Yeah, I prefer to like have them separated and just eat beans and also toast, but it's fine. Like that's just like I don't get why people hate on that one. That just seems very normal to me. It's beans and carbohydrates.
Same.
Like that's what you eat with beans. Yeah, I've never gotten the hate for beans on toast. Although a lot of that is Americans have a hatred for beans in general.
Which I do not agree with that. I
Well, no,
love
that is an
beans and
objectively incorrect statement. Beans are a superior food, like literally. But I think a lot of that is because beans in the 50s and 60s and Great Depression era was, you only had beans that were like boiled and mushy. You couldn't have fresh beans.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
That's the inbreeding.
Well,
Damn
take
that.
the word for it, I guess.
No one hates the British like the British. British beans are vegetarian sauce beans. Oh, okay, I can see why that might be less interesting. Oh, see, I don't like brown sugar and molasses beans. It's too sweet for me. I prefer them much more savory and less. Less.
Yeah, that's specifically just like baked beans here in America, which
Yeah.
I like. But I do, just a straight can of beans and, salt water. And then put your own sauce in.
Yeah.
Well, we might take you up on that, but don't try to feed me blood pudding because
No.
that sounds... That, I don't know, makes my blood curdle.
Yep. Some things I just can't do. Like pickled pig's feet.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I've seen that. Couldn't eat it. Couldn't make myself eat it. But I've seen it. In little
No,
jars.
I just found out a couple months ago that I actually like pickles in general.
Yes, it's still too much. I like them on things but it needs another, like a pickle on a chicken sandwich with a lot of spiciness to it. I like, because then it's like cutting through it, and it's balanced. But like eating a pickle out of a jar, I could not do.
See, I'm the opposite, because I only ever had them on like burgers and sandwiches and stuff like that, and I don't know, I'm a lot texture based eater, and
Right.
like just having a weird crunchy pickle in the middle of my soft sandwich, just I don't know, it drove me nuts.
That's fair.
But having just straight pickles, I actually like them.
Interesting. That's very, huh? Yeah, I can see the
Yeah.
logic though. All right, we've had food, we've had video games, we've had Toonses, the driving cat. What else have we got today? Someone roll for the next topic. Okay, so I've got his
What's
white
my
down.
favorite metal?
Blind Guardian. They probably meant the element, but I'm being silly. Hormone
Go with
craving thing.
copper.
We've had Diana jokes, yep. A pickle all jar trans stereotype. I didn't know that was a trans stereotype. Signs of the drawing brand.
How did I?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said neither did I.
And now admittedly, neither was trans, so maybe that's why.
Anyway, so dry brushing. Dry brushing is not hard. Two things. Number one, you need a big poofy brush. You don't have to buy these. You don't have to spend money on them. Makeup brushes do great too. All of mine. In fact, I've used makeup brushes more, like these. These things. These are great. You need big poofy. The other big thing is don't use paper towel. You don't need to buy, like I'm using a texture palette that's on my lap. You don't need to buy one of these. This is just a piece of wood. Just grab a piece of MDF. Something with texture. You could also make one, which I did as well. The goal is to get off the paint, but not all the moisture. So I just glued a bunch of greeblies down. So just make one out of a bunch of bits. Cardboard works okay, although I don't personally like the way cardboard does it. And then the other big thing is layers. Go in layers. Don't do it all at once. You can always put on more dry brush. You cannot take it off.
Anyway. Copper is best metal. I mean, it's probably the one most... I mean, you could make an argument that copper is even more important than steel to modern life. Well, that'd be pretty close. I mean, I guess steel isn't a metal. Steel is a, iron, carbon alloy.
Well, I just think copper is pretty.
I mean, I agree.
I like the color.
I think copper is prettier than steel.
Both pure copper and verdigris copper are prettier than steel. I just bought some copper from this really cool guy named El Nasir. I hope it's good quality. So it's Air Nasir, sorry. Getting my ancient copper means mixed up.
The fact that you have ancient copper means.
Wait. Are you not aware of the Air Nasir memes?
No.
Okay, so some of the oldest artifacts in the world are not one, not two, but dozens of inscribed stone tablets from Mesopotamia, complaining about a copper merchant named Er Nasir who sold low-quality copper.
Oh wait, is that the first ever complaint?
Yes, like it's
Yeah,
the
okay,
it's the
yeah.
oldest customer service record complaints in existence. So there's this joke about, like, imagine being known thousands and thousands of years after your death for being a scummy copper salesman.
Yeah.
Copper nugget? Yeah. Oldest written records, yeah.
Back when I lived in Arizona, there was it was by a huge copper mine,
Oh.
and the mining town that was largely abandoned by the time that I lived there was very copper themed, and like they had a building that was basically like the entire outside of it was just coated in copper.
Oh, that's cool.
So like not only is the copper color cool, but like I don't know, I just like the verdigris that happens over copper as well.
Yes, I do think copper verdigris is the best verdigris, honestly. Well, I mean, verdigris is the name for copper. I get copper oxide, best oxide. Let's rate oxides, everybody.
Copper rust.
Copper, rust. What's the other oxides? I don't remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember the.
I mean, technically, lots of things oxidize. Almost everything oxidizes.
Yeah.
Paper oxidizes. It's just called fire. You know what? That might be my favorite oxidization, actually. Fire. Ding a play. All right. So, do I want to try the teal on the orange? I like that teal. Let's try an orange or yellow. Cody, what do you think? Orange or yellow on the teal against the teal?
I'm gonna say yellow.
Okay. Well, let me grab my yellow then. Yellow.
Hydrogen oxide, yes. Silicon oxide.
That one is, yes. All right, I managed to get 4 models done today. Not too bad.
Wow, we're only 10 minutes from the end, huh? So you gotta head out.
Yeah, I gotta head out here in a minute. But I got my plasma, I've got a needle rifle, I've got a shotgun, double barrel by the looks of it.
Yes, they have a
And,
double barrel, and it is cool.
Yeah, and then a flamethrower. But yep, that's where I am going to have to end it. So everybody in chat, I thank you very much for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Cody.
Thanks for having me.
I'll-
I will see you all later.
Yeah, and I'll talk to you later. Obviously.
All right,
All
bye.
right. I'm going to turn off his stream so we're not...
Let's do a different transform. Let's do stretch to screen. There we go. Okay. Well, I'll keep painting a little bit. I'm gonna put some yellow on.
Cody's last request! It's very... Very, very bright yellow. I do like this. We're going to give this a try. But see, now, you know what the problem with the yellow is? I see this, and I like it, so now I'm thinking of, oh, but what other things? What other colors would go good with yellow? Because there's a lot of them. Like, so for example, I could do a dark gray and have this yellow as my highlight, Because what I'm kind of doing is kind of like implying that these things are like lit up or glowing, which even though that's not what the box art says they are, the box art just has them as like, you know, armor. Color's like the one visual thing I am good at. I'm not. Hi Cody, aging is your body also does. Yes. Here, I'm going to show you a picture. I did not paint this, what I'm about to show you. If I can find it. This, I believe, is from a... I know where I found this, which is on Goonhammer. Well, no, I guess it's now called... what did Goonhammer change their name to? Look, I just know them as Goonhammer. I'm sorry. Whatever they changed their name to, this is where I found it. So I don't know the artist. I'm very sorry. But it's these guys right here. If you look at these guys... Uh-oh. Did my camera freeze again? No, it shouldn't. Or it's just a little delayed. Okay. These guys right here, I mean, like, I could do something like this with the yellow. And they are very cool. I can't hear you sometimes. Oh, you know what? The problem is sometimes I move around and I don't make my mic follow me, and that's my problem. I will get better at that. Yellow Stripes is a very 70s era. Stage of Yellow Orange Berries mood. Assume you were doing like little neon lights. Tabletop Tactics. No, Tabletop Tactics is something else, but I think they did definitely change their name. Can't remember what. But either way, I found this picture there, and I do like it. So I wonder if I could do something like this, where it's like a very gray. The armor is not the point. The yellow is very much the point. Now they did it a little better than I did, but you know, you get the idea. However, we're gonna stay the course. Not bounce around too much. So let's get some contrast Pterodon turquoise. Turquoise? It's not turquoise, it's turquoise. Would you like to see me eat this croissant? No, but I can't move my body. Oh, fancy that. Can't tell whether this guy is wearing a full helmet or not. I think in this case he is. But we'll go ahead and paint around that top part till I can figure it out. Oops, I forgot to do the straps. So yeah, I really like this turquoise color, so I really should, you know, keep using it for the armor. So I think it's fantastic when it's all lit up like that. I don't know if I want to do the... Don't know if I want to do the chords on the side as turquoise or not, honestly. That one's a little harder. Or, I mean, it's yellow or not. Okay. Of course, we gotta... Here's the hard part. We gotta get our turquoise in. We already did the yellow. There we go. Okay, yeah, sorry I'm not talking right now because I can't be my usual sloppy painter with the contrasts. Which is the other reason I wanted to do this. When you want to improve at something, you have to deliberately do things you're not good at and intentionally work to get better. So if I want to get better at my brush control in a way that I don't paint so sloppily, I'm going to have to put myself in situations where I have the only way to succeed is to gain the skill, right? So, can't succeed here, at least not, you know, well, without just doing the thing I'm trying to do. So, kind of have to set yourself up for failure. But that's why failure is fine, at the risk of being all philosophical, right? Now, the one thing I will not be doing in contrast is his skin. I have never found contrast skin to look just supremely like contrast skin. I think I know how to make, if I needed to use contrast, I think I know how to do skin without it being looking like, you know, contrast, which would be to completely manually undershade the skin. But if I'm going to put the effort in to do that level of shading, I'm just going to do it with the skin tones, because it's going to look as good. I don't think the contrast will look better. Whereas this is faster than if I did this manually. And whereas if I, you know, tried to use, if I did manual undershading with the contrast on the skin, it wouldn't actually be any faster than just painting the darn skin. So I'll just paint the darn skin. You know, cut out the middleman. Ah, it's a good thing I waited a little to do that back, because when I look at the yellows now, I need to redo another coat. I gotta figure out how I'm doing the head tail, though. Because either I do the whole thing in contrast and go back and pick out the spots for the yellows again, or I just do it all in yellow and do the opposite. I don't actually know there. That was way too much. I don't know why I did that. Great job, dingus. Come on. Although I don't actually know what would happen if I put contrast over the yellow. Or the turquoise over the yellow. It might just actually work. Like, it might be fine. I know the yellow and the turquoise won't. That I do not like as much. Just the yellow doesn't match. I like that yellow a lot. I don't like it with that turquoise. I think that's too clashing, personally. Although I will say,
it looks a lot better on camera than it does in real life. In real life, it's way too bright. So, that's okay, though. Thanks, streaming. I have a bit of... Oh, sorry. Should bring my microphone with me. Yeah, the turquoise, I love the turquoise, and I'm going to stick with the turquoise. But that yellow, I don't love. Thought you were going to offer to eat it. Don't fail then. Yeah, well, the thing is, if you do heart surgery, you have failed at heart surgery. Not on real hearts, but you failed a lot on fake ones. All right, well, that is what we're going to call it today. Man, that looks really good on camera. So I need to figure out why I don't like it in real life and make it look like it does on camera to you folks in real life, so I do like it. I have a feeling it's just too bright, so if I went for a darker yellow, which I do have, because that's the Anden yellow, and Nasdrag yellow does exist. So I wonder if that will be. All right, well, we'll find out about that maybe next time, maybe a different time. Thank you all again for joining. It's been a real blast of a time. Had a great chat with all of you. The ads will stay off. We're not turning those back on for streams on YouTube anytime soon, just because they're just so invasive, and we don't need them. And we'll talk about that later, because thank you all for your support. So, once again, thank you for joining, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful evening. If you are here in the States, have a wonderful 3-day weekend. I have a feeling I will still be streaming on Sunday. I have a feeling many of us won't be joining because, you know, it is Memorial Day weekend. Lots of people doing things with family. But Monday's also my dad's birthday, so I'll be celebrating that with him. And Sunday I'm free, so I will stream on Sunday. If you want to join there, I'll be there. Otherwise, have yourself a fantastic weekend and a fantastic night. Stay safe out there. Paint something. Goodbye.